Hi, everyone. Just give me a moment to. There we go.
what's what's
Everyone,
what's
how
going
are
on,
you?
Sage?
I'm good. I'm just going to do a little intro. So, I want to welcome everyone to Streaminn Hub Radio. I am Sage Stevens, the host of Shout Out with Sage. Today's guest is the lead singer of hard rock band Weapons of Anew. His musical talents are showcased alongside bandmates Freddie, Reno, Nick, and Julius. The band is based out of Tampa, Florida, and their current song, Angel Has Fallen, is available online. It is the first single from their album Art of War and is out now on YouTube for you to watch. And I want to welcome to the show today Dante Mason. Hey, Dante, how are you?
Hey, hey, Sage. Thanks for having me. I'm doing good. Doing good.
Cool. And so we met at the Whiskey A Go Go. You were there for the Metal
Correct.
Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and Weapons of Anew performed. How was that experience for you?
Um, for me, it was more of a dream come true. Looking at this kid, this 8-year-old little kid from the South, always wanting to, go to California and being able to perform, and then to find out the history of the Whiskey A Go Go, and just to being able to be a part of that, it was amazing, amazing, amazing. I was a kid in a candy store, low key.
Yes, I mean, we met there and we chatted for a bit. You definitely were on a high note, I have to say. But that's great. I love meeting people and they're so like enthusiastic and loving what they're doing. Were you always in music? How did you end? Have you always had a musical background?
Yeah, growing up, when I was a kid, I had one of those moms. I was always at church. We at church every day of the week. It was some reason that you had to be there. Of course, started, church choir. But it was just the love that my mom had for the music, kind of, I guess you could say rubbed off on me.
Mm.
Like her voice, that when she sings, her voice, it gives me chills every time. And it was just that was something that we just shared, and you know that's what got made me and my mom so close, was music, and it just kind of took off from there.
So you started in like the church choir?
Yeah, so church choir, and everything about music then just kind of, I just wanted to do. I just wanted to be a part of it. Whether it was dancing, trying to learn, I just wanted to do it. And then when high school started, that's when the show choir thing happened in high school. Like I got into that real big, and then auditions about being on Disney Channel. I wanted to be a Disney Channel kid. Like it was nothing you there's nothing you couldn't tell me. Like I was supposed to be on Disney Channel, I swear. But yeah, man, it just kind of went from there. Even my mom, once the Disney Channel thing kind of started, she was like, "I swear, you my white child." That's just kind of, just kind of how it, just kind of how it went, man. And
Or
yeah,
maybe you were just ahead of your time because now we have much more diversity and things.
like,
So
yeah.
yes. So you went from wanting to be in Disney and now you're in a hard rock band. How did that happen for you?
So, you ever heard that song by Nickelback? I want to be a rock star.
Oh my
All
God.
right.
I'm from Canada, so I definitely know my Nickelback
So that
originally. Yeah.
song, it was I want to say, I think the first time I heard it, I want to say I was like 14. I'd heard that song for the very first time, and just it kind of like just resonated. So I was just playing it over and over, 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 and to the point to where now I'm singing the song in the shower. Singing it in the shower, and my mom comes up, but stop hollering. You know, but Nickelback is that song. I guess was the click. I fell in love with the guitar, and never really learned how to play, but I love the instrument so much. And most of the songs or music that you would mostly hear a guitar, but that I was picking up on was in rock and roll. And like I said, that song right there is that's just what I wanted to be. I was like, you know what? I want to be a rock star. You know, I could wear my hair long, I could get wild, I could dance, and it would all be okay. You wasn't necessarily set to doing one thing with doing rock and roll. And
Okay.
I met Freddie. Then I met Freddie. Met Freddie and completely changed my whole outlook or the direction in where I was going. Freddie allowed me to be myself, though all of those guys, those are my brothers. And we just have fun. And that's just kind of how that happened, man. And I wouldn't change nothing about it either.
Okay. Did you with hard rock, so Nickelback's a little like light rock, let's say.
Mhm.
How did you get into like the harder rock? That something that
Um,
naturally came to you?
No, just I've always listened to everything when it came to music. So after like Nickelback, the Nickelback is kind of what opened my ear that there were other music out there. Then I started, I guess you could say, the game Guitar Hero, Rock Band Hero, those playing those games, listening to those hard rock songs. My favorite Metallica. Listening to those guys, there used to be a cartoon on Adult Swim as I used to watch as a kid. And I think the name of the band was actually Metallica as well. And watching that cartoon, listening to them, then it was like, okay, now, oh, I know this song because it's on my favorite show that I watch on Adult Swim. So they just kind of, and that's just how it just kind of picked up. And then once of Let Your Bodies Hit the Floor is
Oh
my
my god, yeah.
most favorite song ever, and I performed it once. And after that, man, it was just that. Like I always told people I never wanted to be considered to put in one genre. I wanted to be able to
Right.
sing everything. I wanted to
You
be
wanna be
able to do
diverse.
yes, I wanted to be able to do everything. And even still, I'm still trying to get my streams on point, but that's what it was for me. I wanted to do everything. Just to not be the statistic, man, just to be different because I am different.
Mm. Um, s what has being a singer provided for you? Like, is it an outlet creatively? Is like why singing?
Why sing? It's how to express myself. Um, I my emotions or anything because I've always been able to express through music, even when I can't find the words, the the feelings to express it. I can express it in a note.
Mm.
I can express it with a melody. It's just and even then I use music to be close to my mom. So that right there more than anything, like my mom's my best friend, and but because of the struggle that I had growing up with her, growing up, I wanted that more than anything. I saw my mom try that being her dream, and just wanted to succeed in musically for her. And then it just currently turned out to be my dream, and now with my kids loving it and seeing me doing it, it's just music is everything. It's in everything that I do.
Right. With your mom then, was she instrumental then in you becoming a
Uh, she
musician
played
and
she played the flute. The flute was her instrument.
okay,
Um,
like Lizzo, yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to, I didn't go through puberty yet, so my voice, I could really probably shatter a glass, and I would sing, while my mom played that flute, and we would do that together. And then my mom also sang the very first duet I'd ever sung with anyone was with my mother, and
Okay.
then finding
That's
out
very
that
sweet. Yeah.
she had had that goal and been singing. So, um, like I she really is. She has really been my biggest motivation. Whether if she wasn't supporting me or hounding me because you're getting older, the music, is just a dream. You need to think real life, like moms do. Even then I used that as motivation because it was like, no, mom, sorry. I got a dream
So
and I gotta go.
right. When did it really go from being a dream to being like an actual like goal and something that you really felt you could accomplish?
Um, it would be moving when I left Texas, moving from leaving Texas, leaving my family, where I came from, what I known. Um, leaving Texas and moving to Illinois actually is when it pretty much hit that um, this has to work. This regardless of where it's going or how it has to work. It there is no chance for failing at this point.
So you
It's
had
all.
no like plan B or plan C.
No, I mean because I'd always been working, like working, being part of just common, working America. That was a go. That was a common or a given, I should say. Like I'm already doing it. I'm already working to try to pivot. So it's not necessarily would nothing that really would have changed, but just to actually finally living instead of surviving.
Right.
Like there's an old saying that says that once work starts becoming work, then pretty much don't want to do it anymore. And I'm at the point where I'm tired of just working. I really want to do what I love doing and just being successful at doing it.
Right. What what other background, like from any of your other jobs, has really helped you in your music?
um, so I used to be a traveling door-to-door salesman, going around door to door, talking to people willy nilly. I bartend, I serve, and the reason for the like even taking those jobs is because I didn't want to feel like I was at work. Like I
Right.
love talking to people. I Laughter is the best medicine, and if there was anything I could do to make your day better, then hey, I'm all for it. I'm going for it. Like that, nothing pride me in that, and being that server, it started with a 6-year-old kid. Um, it was his birthday, and I we didn't the restaurant I worked at didn't do anything for birthdays, and I sung happy birthday to him, and
Oh, that's
just
sweet.
the vibe. I gave myself chills. It was just it was amazing. Like it was just amazing. I was like, you know what? Regardless of the fact of whatever happens, I am destined to be an entertainer. Okay, that has to, it has to be that, man. It has to be that. But that is, I do. I just pride myself in just being able to give somebody giving somebody the ability to smile, man. Because you never know what day is your last, and shoot, why not laugh
Right.
it out? You gotta laugh to keep from crying.
Right. Exactly. If someone was wanting to become a musician, what would your biggest tip to them be?
To stay focused and keep going. Don't mind the critics. Don't mind the naysayers. Don't mind the sleepless nights, the dry moments. Don't mind any of it. If it's really genuinely what you want and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there, then stay focused. Stay focused. Keep your blinders on. Keep your blinders on.
Was that something that you had to deal with, like maintaining focus and keeping the blinders on?
Yes, very, very much so. Getting to this role was not easy. I owe a lot of thanks to my bandmates, to Freddie, uh, to people that I had around me. But getting to this role was not easy, man. There were times that I even got distracted, distracted, lost sight in what I was working for, even times that you feel like that you want to give up, man. I went through those, went through those, and I guess it's having a support system that or whatever it is that you use to motivate you to get you back on that solid ground and keep going. um that pretty much just also helps you with that focus, but it's hard. It is hard. It is not for the faint-hearted, I would say that.
What type of obstacles did you have to come, or what type of obstacles sort of diverted you off your path?
um and I'm honestly caring about what other people thought about me than what I thought about myself.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
Being able not even to see those, because I grew up with these guys and they were my friends, and and not understanding that that even at the end of the day, some of them people, the closest people to you, will use you. Um,
Mhm.
will use you, and kind of make it feel like it's your fault, and you know and at the end of the day, I hate to say this, but I guess you said growing up I even had to learn to be selfish and understand that what I wanted what I wanted more. Did I want those friends? And even at the end of the day, sooner or later, you don't see it right off, but sooner or later you find out that, they're still in the same place. And if my grandma used to say, you can't be an eagle and fly if you always hanging with buzzards.
You can't be an eagle and fly. Got you. Okay, that makes sense. Definitely.
Mm,
You might have to leave a few people behind when you're going to new
New
places and new
places.
horizons.
And that was my problem. Like, because they were you want your friends to go, and even then, and it was like if they pull those friends know what the heartstrings to pull on to get you to,
Right.
come back and it sucks, but those some of those bullets you just gotta bite and just realize that at the end of the day your life is important too, and you are at the end of the day you matter, you matter as well just as much as the next person, you know, and like I say, also having those good people that support a group. 'Cause, like if it wasn't for my mom getting on me about those friends, or even like meeting my bedmates of, people to point out that, hey man, you might want to watch those people that you're hanging out with. Who
Well,
knows, man?
yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly. Who you hang out with can be definitely influential in your success or failure. With the band, how was that for you? Like becoming a part of a group?
That to be honest was new, because never really thought that that was something that even that would happen. And even when I met Freddie, me and Freddie were boys first. I loved them as, just a fan and just
Right.
believed in what they were doing. Um, and even I got the call and given the opportunity, yeah, I was shocked, but I was amazed. I was amazed about it. And like I told, it's chasing the dream, chasing my dream, and alone, having to be your own motive to tell yourself, go look in the mirror to tell yourself to be that your own motivation. It gets hard. It does get discouraging when you feel like you're the only one telling. But to be with a group, to be with not only my boys that I hang out with, that I'll go to the club and turn up with, but these are like literally my brothers, and now I get to share a stage and party and hang out with them at the same time. So we get to show everybody else how amazing and active, how much we act a fool together. It's great. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I swear I would not. I love being up there with those guys, man. I do love being up there. I like busting their balls. They're like the big brothers I never had.
What about when you guys argue, or when it comes to the music, how do you settle like differences of creative opinion, or like maybe in
At
how
this,
you perform?
for me, like before when we're at rehearsal, I they've done this before. Like Freddie and them, they've been here, they've been recorded, he's recorded before. I'm trying to get to where they are. So from when I'm at rehearsal, I stay humble. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about, nor do I know what I'm doing. So I pretty much, just kind of listen. It does get, kind of high headed, but I think out of sight. I kind of think out of sight, out of mind. So I just kind of keep it to myself, because I know that at the end of the day, we're all working through the same goal. I mean, like I said, those are my brothers. Yeah, we get on each other. We get on each other's nerves, but we'll bust each other's balls, bro. Get right over it. Matter of fact, we don't care if you're mad, but we gotta practice this song, and we're gonna soon have to perform it. So get over it.
Yeah. So like suck it up and move along, and we can
Yeah.
figure out all the
we'll
rest of
figure
it.
it we'll figure it out later. But we don't honestly, like I think the beauty about it, and I for I even feel like for most bands that you do see this yourself. I think once you get guys that who are working and really believe and are working on the same goal, you don't you don't really leave room for the negativity, for the getting mad. You know that practice makes permanent, and that's the goal. We want to be great. We want to be able to keep being able to perform and do shows. So we're gonna do whatever it takes, man. And it's performing for our fans, performing for you guys, and seeing all that tension, all the little bumping heads that we do. It all makes it worthwhile when we finally get to do it. You know.
Do you ever get nervous or stage fright?
Yeah, Yes, yes, yes. And believe it or not, at the whiskey, I was a little nervous. Definitely when everybody told me, the people that have been on that stage and
Mm.
things like
It's an
that.
iconic venue, definitely.
Yeah, so but and all honesty, and then even what I thought about, just while I was up there, not only was I up there with my guys, but but getting to this point, I did a lot of karaoke. Yes, I went to a lot of karaoke.
Oh my
So
God,
believe it or not,
karaoke is so big in
yeah,
LA. You should come out here. We have
I
tons of
would love
karaoke.
to, Sage. I would love to. Would have us a great time. But I just kind of pictured myself, yeah, it's just another karaoke venue, man. Just do you give it your all. But I don't. I love performing. Love performing. I would have to say the hardest part about just really performing is it just gets real hot and the work on the
Oh, right.
diaphragm.
Yeah, under all the lights, and especially with you guys, you have a very active
The
performance. So
performance,
definitely, it's like exercise for sure.
yes, yes, definitely, definitely exercise. I think I'm gonna have to take Freddie up on seeing his trainer and going to go work out because some
What
shows
is,
I do, some shows I feel like, oh my god, I'm so out of shape.
yeah, you probably need to, get a membership, start, pumping
Yeah,
some,
right.
yeah, or do the treadmill maybe, build up your stamina.
Yes, stamina definitely need. If Freddie and them are watching, they are laughing that you said stamina.
Okay, I guess that might be a private joke with you guys. What is the best piece of advice that you would give someone who's looking to become a musician or a part of a band or anything like that?
The best advice, um, if you're trying to be part of a band, is always bring your personality. But even then,
Mm,
come in with the open mind and an open heart, because knowing that with a band, you are a team. You are a
right,
team. Everybody inputs matters. And that you have to have that common goal in order for it to be success, and you got to be willing to put in the work. Like I said, just staying focused. Because it does. There are gonna be down times. There are gonna be critics. There are critics everywhere. But if knowing that or having belief in your talents and your abilities, and not letting no one knock you off your game, then you should be all right.
right. Of course, working hard, as you mentioned, is important. But what other uh, attributes or characteristics are important?
You gotta have a sense of humor. You gotta be willing to be able to turn anything into a joke. Okay, you just have to, like, for real, laugh from crying. For real, for real. And don't, even though, like you said, even though it gets working hard, don't put so much pressure on yourself. Don't take the fun or the enjoyment of what you're doing out of it. Pressure does burst pipes.
Right. When we first met, you talked about some of the, ups and downs of you getting here, and you mentioned that you were in jail. How did that affect you, and what did you learn from that experience?
Being in jail sucks. I am not a jail goer, is what I have learned. No, not a jail. I am not a jail goer at all. Okay. um, but being in there, it does, man. It just, it sucks. I look at it as everything happened for a reason. So I looked at it like the man upstairs was telling me to sit my butt down somewhere because I was just doing too much. Um, but being there taught me that I don't want to go back.
Right.
I don't want to go back, and at the end of the day, I need to get my life together. Um, Not only am I counting on myself, I have other people count on me too, and
Right.
I just that being just being there is where I don't want to. I don't want to see my life ever again. So.
I understand. What is the best piece of advice someone has given you that's helped you?
mm, that's a good one. I've gotten a lot of. My mom has told me a lot of good things that I use in life to this day.
Like
Uh,
little anecdotes and little
yeah,
tips here and there.
Yeah, I've actually been saying like birds of a feather flock together. You can't be a you can't be an eagle and soar if you always you'll never learn as an eagle if you just stand with buzzards. All those are all remedies
Right.
that grandma and my mom have taught me, and they just kind of sink in. They just kind of sink and stuff.
I definitely like the I definitely like the eagle one.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I will hopefully, fingers crossed, could be, talking to the band guys to, working something out to, just keep doing this, man. I see myself really, performing and doing a lot more shows within the next 5 years. I do, try out for a couple movies. I don't know, but just to keep doing what I love, man, and just being able to entertain and just sharing my energy and what I love to do with the world. To be honest, at a high level.
You have the new album out, correct? And you have a couple singles from that, Angel Has Fallen, Demons, and Take You Down, and it's a trilogy. And that's a story of one's inner struggles. How do your own inner struggles affect your performance or how you approach a song?
Um, Now, it reminds me of what I'm working towards. It reminds me of the work that I put in to get to where I'm here dealing with those demons. I have to remind myself every day to say no to certain things so I don't fall back out into to my old demons or into my old ways. My boys do, they help me with that. Freddie keeps me working, man. I just try to stay busy, and then once rehearsal starts, I just like I with a performance, leaving it all on the stage. I leave it all on that microphone, and that just pretty much is kind of just what helped me just kind of just stay focused.
What are you most grateful for so far?
I'm always be most grateful for my kids, and I'm most definitely most grateful for the people that I was allowed to meet in my life to help me get here. Because I didn't get here alone, and
Right.
I just thank God for placing those heroes and those people in my life to get me here.
Was there like a serendipitous moment, like were you at a bar somewhere and you met someone and they introduced you to this person and you ended up
So
here?
my
What's the
it's actually exactly how that happened. So with being the singing waiter, doing birthdays, I had a couple of regulars who just considered me like family. Um, Freddie is actually the best friend of that regular. That's how I met Freddie.
Okay.
But I was doing my karaoke thing, and Freddie came, being Freddie, talking smack, saying impress me. He talked about my hair, and I kind of was giving it back to him. But then, like the rest of the night was going on, and he just kept going. I was like, "Who is this little guy that keep talking about me?" Like. So then we're finding out that, oh, this is the guy that we wanted you to meet. This is Freddie. I was like, oh, okay. Somebody tell me something because we was about to fight in a little bit. But
You
it
didn't
did.
like how he was like sort of jabbing you, correct?
Yeah, he was, man. It's just, I was like, who is this guy? He definitely got on my nerves. But then he invited me over for dinner. I video chatted my mom actually when we did that dinner.
No,
And,
okay.
we got to talk, but even then, that was just just becoming friends, but that started a friendship, and we just stayed friends, and whatever happened that made him call me, I don't know. Kind of glad it did, but it happened, and hey, I'm here now.
Cool. What um how do you guys decide on sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. How do you guys decide on, like, when you're approaching a song, if you're having a difference of opinion, how do you decide like which way to go? Like if it's like maybe tonality or lyrics, or like do you have a democracy? Is there like how do you
No,
figure all these things out?
when we do hit certain points like that, like I mean, honestly, what we do is we literally will just we break the song down. We will break, and instead of like with most rehearsals, you run through a whole song and then try to find out, this or that. Nope, we will literally, all right, this 4 count. We work on this 4 count until we get it right to where it's perfect and to where we're all feeling it, where we're all jamming, and we look like a weapon. We look like a solid weapon. And that's what it is. It sucks sometimes. It does. It sucks. It can be time consuming, but like I said, man, us when we perform it for you guys, it makes it all worth it.
Is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
No, I want to thank you, Sage. Thank
Oh, no
you for
worries.
having me. Thank you for having me. I got to shout out my boys, Freddie, Nikki, Reno, and Jules, because I couldn't be here without them, man. But we do. Shout out to Sage, man. We can't,
No,
because we
thank
still
you.
can't do this without you, Nathan Sage. So thank you. Thank
Well,
you so
yes.
much. We're very happy.
Everyone needs some interviews and promos. And I actually want to thank your manager, Michael, from Regime Music Group for like coordinating and helping organize everything. And I want to thank you so much for a great interview today and learning more about you. And like you
Thank
have
you.
such a great personality and vibe. And the band's amazing. I watched you guys at Whiskey a Go Go. It was a great night. So I hope to see you guys next time you're out in LA. Let me know.
But of course, when we come, we definitely are giving you a shout. You know that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And thank you, Dante, for being here. And check out Weapons of Anew. They're online. You can Spotify, YouTube, all those great places. Yes. Okay. Thanks, everyone. See you next Wednesday.
Peace.
Peace.